Tonight, make or break, concerns among Spencer Golf schools desperately trying to avoid a repeat of COVID-riddled Term 1. And questions remain following a car fire in Willesden, the flames licking the awnings of a nearby home.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Madeline Kerr begins now.
Good evening. School principals are desperately trying to avoid staff shortages after staffing issues in Term 1 brought the industry close to breaking point. Local schools say they can't afford COVID outbreaks amongst teachers, especially as it's already difficult finding additional staff in regional areas in the first place.
Now that students have returned from school holidays, teachers are hoping for fewer COVID-induced disruptions. It comes after the start of this school year was riddled with staff absences and school closures.
There was at least one day in Port Augusta alone where 14 classes were unfilled.
In Port Augusta, where teaching staff are hard to find, COVID outbreaks force teachers to shoulder colleagues' workloads, something principals say caused stress and fatigue amongst their teaching staff.
COVID had a big impact on our profession. We found it challenging to put teachers in front of classes.
You know, last term we had situations where the teacher was out, or we had groups of students who were out, who went away from a learning program, come back into the classroom, recommence a learning program. You know, that is a very, very difficult thing to manage.
The Education Union worry that if Term 2 does not see drastic improvements in COVID safety, teachers may become burnt out and leave the industry, making the problem even worse.
People are reducing time and going to professions that may not require the need to be face-to-face with people, working from home and all those sorts of things. So we do need to protect our profession.
Despite Term 1's problems, schools are optimistic for the rest of the school year, saying recent changes in mask and close contact rules will hopefully make it easier for them to do their jobs.
That means that we can have staff members who might have another family member at home that has COVID still attend school and be a teacher in front of classes.
We know that no one likes wearing masks, not teachers, not students. But if we're going to avoid the sort of chaos that we had last term, then, you know, these are the sorts of measures that need to be in place.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A car fire broke out in Port Augusta today. Local police and firefighters were dispatched to the Willesden area around midday to respond to a fire in an Edinburgh Terrace property's front yard. The car that burst into flames, singeing the property's front pergola and setting fire to nearby grass. Firefighters quickly extinguished the blaze and cordoned off the area while they assessed the scene. Police have arrested a child after an investigation into an alleged assault at Ceduna. Police state that around 4:45 on Saturday, April 23, a woman was jogging along Bet Street when she was approached from behind by a teenage boy. Police allege the boy then indecently assaulted her before fleeing off towards Bergman Drive. Ceduna police put out a call to find the offender and have since arrested a 14-year-old boy, charging him with indecent assault. He was granted bail and is due to appear at Ceduna Court later this month. The woman was not physically injured. A Whyalla senator has put forward a solution to expedite the improvement of mobile phone services across the Spencer Gulf. Rex Patrick seeking to amend the Telecommunications Act if he gets re-elected to the Senate.
A call by a federal senator to give the regions a fair go on their mobile phone coverage. Independent Senator Rex Patrick proposing a solution to fix coverage black spots across the Spencer Gulf.
Currently, we have a situation where people, particularly in regional South Australia, are unable to reach emergency services on their mobile phones from either their home, their workplace.
His plan is to include mobile phone coverage as part of the customer service guarantee, essentially making basic phone coverage a universal service obligation as applied to the NBN and landline phones.
What we need to do is move to change the telecommunication law to place an obligation on telecommunication providers.
If re-elected, Senator Patrick will be putting a bill forward to amend the Telecommunications Act to the next Parliament. A program to fix mobile black spots is currently financed under a program by the federal government.
The government's current plans in relation to mobile phone black spots is really taking things a small step at a time.
Both Telstra and Optus installing new base towers across the Spencer Gulf in the past few months. An Optus tower recently launching south of Port Augusta, boosting coverage to travellers on the Augusta Highway.
You shouldn't have a situation where you are driving on National Highway number 1 and you run out of a mobile phone coverage. It's dangerous.
The federal election will be held on Saturday, May 21. Mark Zita, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, a heads up for parents and guardians in Broken Hill as teachers across New South Wales prepare to strike. And 40 years on, how Wyalla's Maritime Museum is marking the anniversary of the end of the Falklands War. Welcome back. Teachers across New South Wales will be walking off the job tomorrow, with the state's Teachers Federation voting to go ahead with a 24-hour strike. The union says the state government has given ample time in Term 1 to meet and address the pay concerns. Schools will have minimum supervision, so parents may need to keep their children at home or make other arrangements. Broken Hill PCYC will be open for those that can't have their children at home. Politicians from South Australia have gathered in Adelaide for the resumption of state parliament, members being officially sworn in at an event at Parliament House. Jeff Brock representing the division of Stewart, following his victory over Dan Van Holst Pelican. The member for Giles outlining his aspirations for the next 4 years.
It's great the level of commitment to projects in the seat of Giles. It's going to be fantastic to see these projects delivered. Obviously, there's the big one, the hydrogen power plant.
It's the first time Parliament will meet after SA Labor's victory at the polls. A new exhibit has been launched at Wyalla's Maritime Museum, commemorating 40 years since the Falklands War. An aircraft carrier-sized flag from the conflict is on display, along with the history of the war.
Commemorating 40 years since a battle over sovereignty for the Falkland Islands.
Argentina today invaded and seized the Falkland Islands, which have been under British rule for nearly 150 years.
The Whyalla Maritime Museum launching a temporary exhibition as part of the South Australian History Festival.
This is a brand new exhibition, a temporary exhibition at the Whyalla Maritime Museum titled 40th Anniversary of the Falkland War. This is a bit different from we had in the past.
In 1982, Argentinian forces seized the islands, whose government claimed to be theirs. British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher wasting no time dispatching Her Majesty's Defence Forces to take back the islands. The occupation and subsequent war taking just over 2 months, with Argentinian surrender and the handover back to the United Kingdom. However, to this day, the Argentinian government still claims the islands as part of their territory.
It hasn't been resolved yet. So even though, it's now an independent territory, but it's still dependent on UK.
The centrepiece of the exhibition, a large Royal Navy white ensign from the war, loaned by a British Falklands War veteran who relocated to South Australia. Facts about the war and the international reaction also surrounding the flag.
I remembered this anniversary coming up, and we have got veterans from the British force, who actually now live in South Australia.
The exhibit will be at the Maritime Museum until the end of the year. Mark Zita, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
If you're stuck for things for Mother's Day, Broken Hill City Library has you covered. There'll be a Mother's Day Storytime event with some fun activities on offer for the kids and, of course, gifts for Mum.
Broken Hill City Library is here to help this Mother's Day, making it easy for our city's young ones to celebrate Mum.
Oh, look, we're having a wonderful story time and rhyme time type of session with mothers and babies and children. Everybody welcome.
There will also be arts and crafts, giving kids the chance to make Mum a card. And a lucky dip present could be yours.
If you wish to bring a $5 gift, wrap it up, put it in a basket, and then the child can come and pick the gift for you.
Saturday's event has been made even easier for parents and guardians, as there's no need to book, with staff saying they're excited the family-friendly event is back on for the first time since COVID struck.
The staff are so enthusiastic about literacy in children and the bringing of mothers, children, families, fathers together with books and developing those literacy skills.
There is no need to bring anything, but the library staff do have one suggestion for the adults in charge of dressing their kids.
I would recommend that children wear some old clothes, just in case there's some paint or some glue. But no, just turn up and be present and enjoy the day.
Doors open at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Mother's Day is Sunday the 8th of May. Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. Thousands of dollars up for grabs for this year's Outback Art Prize Awards in Broken Hill. How you can enter. And that's a wrap on Saltfest, the Eyre Peninsula's 10-day celebration of art, creativity, culture and innovation. Welcome back to 7 Spencer Gulf News. The 2022 Salt Festival has officially come to an end after a successful 10-day event. Salt closing its curtains in Port Lincoln after playing host to a wide range of performances, entertaining locals and visitors alike.
The final curtain call on this year's Salt Festival.
So did you know, Professor, 97.5% of all the water on Earth is salty?
Festival! A closing ceremony was held on Sunday night to cap off another successful year of Salt.
What we got is a lot of the people who'd been contributors in the festival all coming in, plus all the supporters and sponsors. And then we had the film, which is up on the Salt Festival Facebook page.
Salt has faced its challenges in recent years due to COVID, but has always found a way to bring the best acts to the township.
Absolutely. We had 2 events that couldn't make it here. They were visiting shows and because of COVID, but the rest of the festival just went off without a hitch.
The festival's chair saying the community's involvement this year made all the difference.
Really good responses from people. They really got engaged. There's a lot of workshops and participating events as well. The audiences are right involved, and the feedback has just been phenomenal.
Over 100 shows took to the Salt Festival this year, bringing a range of dynamic performances. The event organisers are hoping to improve and build upon the festival for next year.
There's some great things that came out of this year, which we'll look at bringing back next year as well. So every year we're learning new things and building the festival, and it's going to be again wonderful in 2023.
Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The Pro Heart Outback Prize is returning in 2022 after being postponed last year. Entries are currently open and can be done online through the Broken Hill City Art Gallery website, with the cash prize sure to allure plenty of entrants.
The Silver City's most prestigious art prize is back, relaunching after having last year off, but it wasn't just COVID behind the hiatus.
Fortunately, like many things, we had to postpone the 2021 prize because of the pandemic, and conveniently the gallery was also shut down for some major renovations. So we decided that we would pause the prize for a year.
In a very 2022 move, the gallery is taking all submissions online, and it is easy to do. All you need is a smartphone and connection to the internet.
So artists just need to take a photo of their work and upload the image of it and a short description about the work, and then from that first round, it will be judged digitally.
If you win, you'll be $20,000 richer, and will have your artwork put on display at the Broken Hill City Art Gallery. A podium finish is nothing to sniff at. Second place will pocket a cool $2,000, while $1,000 will be awarded to the People's Choice, chosen by locals.
Yeah, so it's an acquisitive prize. So the winner that is selected actually will go into the City Art Gallery collection. So, everybody local should be invested in, wanting to add a new work to the collection.
The applications close in August, with an exhibition set for September, with pieces to be judged by Raylene Forrester and Joanna Kiddo from Fine Print magazine. And it is open to all mediums.
Actually, we have a really diverse range of winners that have made it into the collection, from paintings, photography, printmaking.
Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Coming up, could changing the way we breathe help improve our mental health? Find out after the break, and we'll have all the weather details with Alex Sykes. Welcome back to 7 Spencer Golf News. As the weather starts to cool down, winter sporting competitions are firing up. Our region's sportsmen and women are ready to get right into the action, with many coming straight out of pre-season training. Here's Edward McCarroll with a look at all the weekend sport results.
To the excitement of many, netball has well and truly returned to our region, with many competitions starting up this weekend. Port Augusta Netball kicked off this Saturday with players eager to jump back on the court. To start the season, Magpies took on St Joseph's at Central Oval Complex. In a true return to form, the Magpies put some space between them and their rivals, finishing the game on 52 points compared to St Joseph's 45. In the other game, Vikings took on Railways in a close match, but ultimately it was Vikings that fared better, beating the Railways by 4 points. Over in Port Lincoln, Wanilla Rangers battled it out with Waybacks. Although showing decent form early on, it was Rangers that crumbled away, Waybacks going on to beat them 36-29. Over on Court 2, Boston tried their luck against Imperials, who are looking like a strong team this season. Dominating the ball for much of the game, Imperials beat Boston by 11 points. If Imperials keep this up, they will be the team to beat this season. In Port Pirie, Blue Wren defeated Solomon Town 56-38, while Central Risdon had a monster start to the season, crushing rivals Port by 51 points. This early into the contest, it's hard to know whether Central Risdon will be able to keep up this performance level all the way through till finals. In Wyler 8-ball, the Old Firm had a good win over Croatia Red, beating them 8-1. Wyler City defeated the Left Hand Cats 6-3. A scorecard also replicated by the Shamrocks in their win over the Rifle Club, and the Senators in their win over the City Slickers. Lions Gold had a 5-4 win against the Rejects, helping them to maintain their top spot on the ladder for another week. In Wyler Soccer, Steel United showed good form on the pitch this weekend, beating Lions 3-1, and in the other game, Wanderers defeated Croatia, moving them up to top spot on the ladder. And that's it for this week's Sports Wrap. If you would like your team's results featured in our bulletin, please let us know through our Facebook page.
A simple way to look after your mental and physical health is through the technique of breathing. And now, one Port Lincoln local is giving away the tips and tricks to lead a healthier life through his unique classes.
A deep breath in and out. Port Lincoln's local chiropractor and breath coach is helping people make real changes in their life.
Well, it's important, Henry, that people understand how their breath interacts with their mind, their mental state, their emotion and their physical well-being as well. So what we teach them are some fundamentals about how your breath can influence your nervous system.
Through Mr. Cheeseman's lessons, people are starting to see the importance of correct breathing techniques.
So I started off with the 6-week introductory course to breathing with Michael. And immediately saw some profound differences. So sleeping was definitely way better.
Michael acquiring the skill set during his time as a freediver. He says that breathing techniques can help improve athletic performance as well as slow down our busy lifestyles.
There's been a lot of kind of background noise going on the past couple of years, a lot of anxiety and stress for people. And as people come to understand their breath and be able to harness it, they can calm themselves.
And just having that ability to stop, take a breath and be in the moment, be present, be centred instead of what we all do, which is rush around and we're always busy.
To start your own wellbeing journey, you can book a class on Wednesday or Friday nights.
I couldn't recommend it highly enough. Something that's as simple as just an in and out, we think we just breathe and that's all there is to it, but there's so much more to it.
Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather with Alex Sykes. Alex, a bit of a mixed bag today.
Yes, that's right, Maddie. Today's fine conditions won't continue through the working week, but are expected to be cleared by the end of the week. From 3 p.m. today, Port Lincoln had a shower or two and was 24. Broken Hill was sunny and 20 degrees, and Clare was mostly sunny and 21. Looking further out across the region now, Port Augusta, Wyler and Woodnall were all sunny and 25. Kadina 24, also mostly sunny. Cleve 24. Cooper Pedy reached 23 with not a cloud in sight there. Our friends in Adelaide Adelaide are expected a shower or two this evening, 23 degrees. Taking a look at the satellite image now, some cloud over the northwest is near an inland trough, bringing the odd shower in the very far north. Some cloud starting to stream over the southern peninsulas ahead of a vigorous cold front is bringing some developing showers clear over the interior with a ridge. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas will be around a metre, and south to southwesterly swells 1 to 2 metres. Showers across most parts tomorrow. Port Lincoln and Woodner are both set to reach 17. Cleve will have a shower or two and reach 16 degrees there. It's set to top 17 degrees in Whyalla and Kadina, a possible shower in Port Augusta with 19 the top there. Port Pirie will get to 18 degrees, showers clearing in Clare with only 14 there, and Broken Hill will be partly cloudy and reach a top of 18. Taking a look further through the week now, those showers continuing into Thursday. Port Augusta, Port Lincoln and Whyalla all set to reach 16 degrees. Partly cloudy in Woodner with 17, a shower and 2 in Kadina, also 17. Broken Hill will be mostly sunny and with 14 the top there. A look to Friday now. Possible shower in Woodner where it will get to 17. Showers easing in Port Pirie and Port Lincoln, also 17 there. Partly cloudy in Broken Hill with 13. A shower or 2 in Port Augusta and Whyalla with a top of 16. Partly cloudy in Cooper Pedy with a max of 18 degrees. As mentioned earlier, those showers will have cleared across most of the region in time for the weekend. Partly cloudy in Port Augusta, Port Pirie, Woodner, Kadina and Cooper Pedy, all with a max of 19. Possible shower in Whyalla with 18. Broken Hill will be mostly sunny and 15 degrees. And Port Lincoln will have a shower or 2 with 18 degrees. Let's hope it remains clear for Sunday too, Maddie. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. It's back to you.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Tuesday. I'm Madeline Kerr. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.